Welcome to Reading and Storytelling, the second workshop on family literacy. In the first workshop, we discussed how important it is that your child feels good about himself. Self-esteem plays an essential role in developing verbal and reading skills. Having conversations, telling stories, saying rhymes, and singing songs together all increase your child's ability to learn. Positive early learning experiences help minds to grow, brains to develop, and increase potential for learning to read and write. In this workshop, we'll present some strategies that can make reading and storytelling part of your child's life and the lives of your entire family. With all of the pressures of trying to fit a seemingly endless number of chores and responsibilities into a small number of hours in the day, many families find it difficult to set aside time for reading. But when it comes to developing your child's critically important language and literacy skills, nothing is more important. Family literacy includes all the ways that adults and other family members help children become ready to learn to read and write. It requires everyone in your family to take an active role in teaching reading skills. The first step is getting everyone on board. Why is this so critical? If each family member carries a part of the load, just half an hour per day, you will be able to ensure that your child gets lots of exposure to storytelling and reading, and that will make a huge difference. Together, you will be able to maximize learning opportunities that promote literacy, and literacy makes a lifelong difference to independence as well as work and recreation choices. Reading aloud connects eyes and ears and imagination. It's a powerful learning tool. Opening a book opens a whole new world. Pictures and drawings, combined with words that tell a story, can transport your child to places and experiences that will both teach and entertain. Books are great for children who are at the early stages of communication development. Unlike oral storytelling, pictures in print do not disappear after they are read. This allows your child to study and make sense of what he is seeing and hearing. Picture books will help your young child build his vocabulary by associating words with pictures. If you find it difficult to read aloud, make your own story and tell the story through the book's pictures as you go. Also, look for other people to involve. Older brothers and sisters may like reading aloud, and it's great practice for them too. So how do you choose the right books for your child? Start by looking at your child and asking a few questions. What does he do with books? What is he interested in? What does he understand and what will be meaningful to him? The best books for your child will be the ones he enjoys. Follow his lead. You can use this guide to get started. Birth to 6 months, big, colorful pictures. 6 to 12 months, soft textured or board books. Toddlers, rhyming books, 2 to 4 word sentences. Preschoolers, simple storybooks about daily events. Different kinds of books will be right for your child at different stages in his development. Books for young children usually have large pictures of familiar objects with simple text. As children get older and understanding of language increases, the books they read move from the concrete, based on daily experiences, to more abstract, pretend characters or situations. Let's talk about 4 kinds of children's books. First, interactive books. Interactive books are highly entertaining books with flaps to lift, tabs to pull, and buttons to push. They will teach your child about cause and effect, but more importantly, that books are fun. The Where Spot series of books are one example. Second, pointing and naming books. These books are great for encouraging pointing and naming. These are usually books with 1 or 2 brightly colored pictures or photographs of familiar items, toys, animals, or daily routines. Beginner I Spy books are fun to search for hidden objects. Catalogs, food flyers, or even photo albums can be used to create your own naming books. Third, predictable books. Predictable books have words or phrases that repeat over and over again. This feature will help your child to recall information. Brown Bear, what do you see? And The Very Hungry Caterpillar are classic examples of this type of book. And fourth, simple storybooks. Simple storybooks, such as The Three Little Pigs, are the way to go once your child's understanding of language has increased. Choose books that are short and have a simple plot, a beginning, middle, and end. They should be about familiar, everyday storylines to begin with, and later can branch out into the unusual, spaceships and scary monsters. Once you have found the right books for your child, you'll want to get him hooked by reading them the right way. Here's an important phrase to remember. Your speech-language pathologist may have introduced it to you already. Say less and stress, go slow and show. Say less means that if the text is too long or difficult for your child, shorten it. Don't read it exactly as written. Reduce the text to match your child's language level. You can even rewrite the text on a piece of paper and tape it on. Stress is all about being animated. Use voice tones to exaggerate important words and concepts. Add facial expressions to make the book come alive and create excitement. Go slow just makes sense. You need to give your child time to process the information he is receiving. He needs time to take in and match words to pictures. You can also help with this processing by pausing between words and phrases. Show is the last step to ensuring success. Help your child to focus on the pictures by pointing to them as you talk. If your child shows an interest in the printed word, point to the words as you read them. Adding actions to the story may also clarify the meaning of the words. If your child seems to enjoy a particular book, make it the book of the week. Repeating it regularly will help him to learn the vocabulary. Once he has done this, you can pause while telling the story and wait for him to fill in the next word or to encourage you to continue the story. Think about using puppets or small figures of people and animals to act out the story. They may help your child to better understand the story and expand his imaginary play. You can even do real-life reenactments of the story using costumes and props. All of these things will help your child to feel confident and competent when reading books. Stories that are never written down can be just as valuable as stories told from books. Snuggled in the arms of his grandparents and listening to their stories about their experiences is a way that many cultures around the world share history and culture with the youngest generation. Oral storytelling is a tremendous way for your child to improve his listening and attention skills, to learn about the experience of everyday life, and to use his imagination. He needs lots of experience listening to stories about real-life experiences as well as stories that are made up. Your child will begin to understand how words go together, both in sound and print, to help build meaning. He'll learn that stories have structure. Stories often begin with once upon a time. They have a middle and an end. This is an important key to literacy. He will also develop thinking skills by comparing stories to his own life experiences. Babies love simple nursery rhymes, such as Hickory Dickory Dock, and toddlers like repetitive stories, such as The Little Engine That Could. Every language has simple rhymes and repetitive stories. You can tell a story about something from your childhood, your favorite game, or a special place you like to visit. Brothers and sisters have great tales to tell too. They often love to tell funny stories about other family members or schoolmates. Hearing about these events can give your child a starting point for telling his own stories. Encourage him to add the next sentence in an oral story to take the story where he wants it to go. To get and keep your child interested in your stories, start with short stories. Vary the tone of your voice by making it loud, soft, high or low. Add facial expressions and gestures. Pause for dramatic effect. Make the story about someone or someplace familiar to your child. Add a surprising event. More than anything, your enthusiasm will keep story time fun. Families often find it difficult to make time for reading in their busy day. Remember the importance of actively engaging the whole family in the process and make use of daily opportunities. Start by creating a special cozy reading place for your family. It could be a chair with a table or bookshelf beside it, or a large pillow on the floor in a quiet corner. Let everyone know that it is a great place to be. Once you've done this, look for opportunities. Almost any time is story time. Bath time, a shopping trip, a visit to the doctor, or even waiting for a bus, all can be accompanied by a story. For the times when you are out and about, consider creating a travel kit filled with books, newspapers, magazines, pencils, markers, and paper to use in the car, bus, or subway. Make use of those precious moments and don't forget to be a role model for your child. When you read something yourself, you are setting a good example. Ask your child to help you with cooking and shopping. Following a recipe or creating a shopping list both involve literacy skills. When creating the shopping list, have one child look for things in food flyers while another child writes them down. These same food flyers can be taken shopping so your child can find items on the shelf. This way, children get practice with printing, finding things, and scanning words and pictures for meaning. Reading signs in the car or bus can help your child to recognize symbols. He learns that symbols have meaning, which later can help with letter and word recognition. Reading, drawing, and then telling a story about the artwork are wonderful ways to pass the time when traveling. An older child can write down the words of the story in the picture. Later at home, your child's picture and story can be hung on the fridge to be admired. Your child will feel quite special. You can make the link between who wrote the story down and who drew the pictures. Talk to your child about the importance of both when conveying the full experience of a book. You can also help your child feel more confident with his reading by playing reading games. For example, you can read a page in a book and then have your child read a page. Your child can even make up words and use the pictures as a guide. Other games will reinforce the observing skills your child will need to read effectively. For example, games like I Spy with My Little Eye, something that starts with the letter S, or looking for things that are red, will help your child look for and sort clues to help him figure out the correct answer. Family literacy requires a commitment from everyone to show the importance and magic of language and reading. Don't be afraid to play with sounds, rhythm, and repetition. Give your child plenty of opportunities and the time to talk to you. Help him develop his imagination through storytelling. Read, read, read. Every place can be a learning place. This concludes the workshop on reading and storytelling. I hope you have found the ideas stimulating and helpful. There are many resources and programs available in the community which can give you more ideas. Check out your local library for storytelling times for young children. As well, some schools and early years centers offer parenting and literacy programs in their drop-ins. Early literacy specialists provide structured programs there for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. And you can find a great list of books and resources in the library section of Connectability.